Hey, everybody. All praise be to the Most High, to the Creator, the Ancient of Days. And just want to say hello to everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. Um, Today I'm going to pick up where I left off on the commandments. Um, we want to make sure that we complete it. I did cover another verse in another video that we're going to go over today. And it comes down to the Decalogue. Um, so there's some really interesting stuff. What I did was this time around I actually looked at the information before I made this video, and there are certain particulars there that you're going to find pretty interesting. At least I found it interesting. So I hope you find it interesting too. And then I hope you feel empowered um, by these videos so that you can teach the next person. Learn for yourself first, and then teach the next person. Um, because we always, like I said, especially in the with the purpose of these videos, we always think we know or act like we know. We don't. I mean, we really don't. So, um, one of the things that before I get started was I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for viewing my videos, for subscribing. Um, Thank you to uh, King Drop for subscribing and coming by my page. I appreciate that. I don't think I've come across somebody who is as what's the word I'm looking for. I'm gonna say impassioned. Because when he reads or something new comes up, um, he really conveys the hurt that we should all have, and we don't. We go through Black History Month, and the video authors out there presents the information, explain everything to you, and there's just a nonchalance that I'm worried about. To be honest with you, I want to say thank you, brother Lex Will. Um, Now that guy, he's impassioned, I guess. He's With him, I've never come across, or rarely do I come across, someone who has such drive to get it right. But the reason why I'm saying thank you to these authors that are out there is because we have to, if we're going to do this thing and try to go to Moab and look for Moses and find the scroll, we need to go back to Numbers. There was a process. And with that being said, we're going to need warriors, which usually is around what, 20, 25, I think it is, 20 to 30. We're gonna need some elders and some generals and captains who can lead each individual group. And one thing that we need to start recognizing um, is who we surround ourselves with. who we listen to. Counsel, and we need to say thank you. You know, there are there's a difference between someone who is simply loud and makes a lot of noise versus someone crying out in the wilderness. And those who make themselves to be out to be fools, excuse me, um, they're not anything like those who are crying out. Um, so with that said, and it's not just them. Like I said, y'all can check out who I subscribe to, who I videos that I liked. Excuse me, and look over those videos yourselves. And yeah, there's videos that these authors have that I didn't like. Let me say that differently. I didn't hit the like button. If that's the case, I have like you have damn near 1,000 some odd videos down there. It's just to give you some flavor, a starting point. Placeholder is a good place to start to your own journey for. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of effort that goes into making these videos. Um, and in making these videos myself, I have a newfound appreciation for. We still got to do our daily life. We have to go deal with our family, and we're constantly tested. Um, and yet these brothers still make video after video after video just to enlighten everybody. Um, these gentlemen, from what I perceive, care more about y'all than they do themselves. They're fighting the good. And before we make this journey, we should be able to recognize who's who by their fruits, who we should listen to, and follow, and not in some type of weird cultic way, but in a tribal way. Because the one thing I don't want to happen for any of us is for this to bite us in the ass, meaning too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Gotta be willing to work together. And why is that important? That's important because uh, what did King say? Out of all the Grand Canyon, only 3 sites have been even like researched or looked into on the thousands that are out there. That means we're gonna have to be able to work together, guys, and coordinate and communicate and have faith in each other that we're not trying to lead each other astray. And so that with that said, thank you guys because I've been on this journey personally since I first confronted God when I was about 13 or 14 years old. It started off with um, and I'm still on that path. And that path has led me to um, view these authors. No, I don't know none of them personally. Sure don't. So um, I don't know what they're like, behind the screens. It's like you guys don't know what I'm like behind the screens. But I don't think that they're any different than they present themselves to be, and that I can trust. And you should too. I don't know if you guys ever read or even remember reading in school The Golden Compass. And in that story, the main character is a little girl, basically. And she gets asked this question that it's a good question you should probably ask yourself sometimes, just to kind of put things in perspective. And that's you're only, I think, something along the lines of you're only going to you have to make a choice, and that person and what you choose, that person is going to be who you connect with or something along those lines for the rest of your life. Um, so the young girl, she said, "Okay, well, what's my choices?" And her choices was to pick a liar or a murderer, and it's really a good part of the book because she reasons in that part of the book before she makes her decision, and ultimately, spoiler alert, excuse me. Ultimately, she decides murderer, not the liar, and the reason behind it is a good reason. It's a human reason, um, I believe, and so be it. That's just something that was just on my heart to kind of share. And when we make this journey, y'all, this is something that we gonna have to make those types of choices. What's more important? Is it, um, you know, let's not have a, let's not make this into a pissing contest, I guess. So, in any case, with that said, thank you guys. Also, because if anything, um, their boldness to face these principalities, these devils, these influences, these fallen ones, excuse me, and these fucking heathens. So, um, and they're fighting. So I just want to say thanks, guys. Y'all. Every one of the video authors out there that has influenced me, um, has kept my journey moving forward in the search for truth and understanding God and divine providence, man. You know, I think I was checking out some other videos a while back, and I was on, how YouTube does, you do related videos and stuff like that, and you'll probably want to. Well, let me just finish the story. Um, so I was doing that a while back, and that's when I first uh happened upon Brother Lex Will. I think it was his first video I saw. I think he was traveling down to Texas. No, no, I think it was earlier in that. He was arguing about uh Haya Asher Haya. That was the first video. think 2, 3 years ago. Damn, I'm watching that all, bro. Um, and the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of times we don't know the impact that we have on other people. We don't see it, especially in this media. I mean, hell, you know, break out your Bibles because you should be reading along. Um, so we all have our word. So if you listen to it, and it don't matter if it's Rob Skiba, it don't matter if it's baptized by a scribe or Lucky Not Be, King Rob, Lex Will, any of these researchers that are out there doing the homework and they are presenting scripture. Don't come to the videos. Don't watch the videos without the Bible. Not for me. You should have a dictionary. Okay, so I'm just telling you because I can't stand ignorant folks. But more importantly, I noticed that when we review history, when we're going back to how everything was taken from us, the con game, and then when we go all the way back to just simply the serpent himself, it's word magic. Word magic. You think you say one thing, and you think what you perceive you're saying isn't what's really coming out your mouth, and then the world around you operates on the meaning, despite if you know what it means or not. For example, if someone comes here to the United States, or I go out there to some odd weird country, backwoods country, right? And I come across somebody non-black and non-white, and they say the word nigger to me, I'm gonna whip that ass. Just a reaction. They might not know or understand, what they're saying, especially in this hip hop generation. Or they just throw the word around like, whatever. And you got these dudes doing hip hop and over in China and just throw the word out there in Chinese. Weird stuff. But they don't know what they're saying. But that don't change the fact that what they say has been put out into the universe and it affects who hears it. Me or you or anyone else if you care. So this is why I say let's be music. And our brother Lex Will, very serious about using an encyclopedia or any medium that has information. Brother King dropped these books, the books from the historical books. Um, uh, Brother Nabi, he focuses on the what it means, being a man from a biblical perspective, um, a Hebrew man, and just calling it out that stuff that we surround ourselves with, indoctrinated with, um, ain't right. They don't line up. Um, and Brother Scribe, baptized Scribe, man, that dude there is hilarious. Um, because his is short to the point, and he don't waste time. He just smacks you upside the head, keep it moving to the next video. And sometimes, we need that. Unfortunately for me, I talk a lot. So 5 minutes, I said it shouldn't take long. Probably is, we probably can add at least 15, 20 minutes to it. So I think I know myself. Um, so to the other video authors out there, thank you. You blessed me, and I want to bless you back. And I hope that the word that as I understand it, the word that comes to me and that I share with every one of you guys is a blessing to you. Okay? So, now we've addressed those whom we love. Now let's address the haters. I know y'all out there. I know y'all troll. I know that you enjoy discord. I read the comments. Um, it's just like with anything, it follows the same paradigm. 33 4, 33 again, and 33 is somewhere in the middle. But just know that we know you out there. We know that you're watching us. We're still in the beast system, so it'd be foolish to think otherwise. And most importantly, we know you. And I know what scares you guys the most. You don't know us. We don't act as trained. See, it's if you ever want to rock somebody's world, a white person, for example, be as pro-black as you can and still be able to befriend them. If they're confounded, you see, I'm not here to hate. And guess what? Here's another thing, because we do have to work on ourselves. Um, there are people that's going to be out there that ain't going to look like you. I can present that in a couple of different ways, but they're not. Some of our perceived enemies, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say perceived, but they are our enemies. Let me say some of our stumbling blocks maybe get kicked over the finish line. And that brings me to what we're going to do today. So, sorry about all of that. I didn't mean to take 20 minutes saying thank you and calling out, the suckers out there. But it's necessary. And for those of you on the fence, before I let you go and get to the scriptures, to the word, when you straddle the fence, you bust your balls. Pick a side. And also understand to do nothing is an action. This is why the whole atheism argument breaks down. Nothing isn't a something. This is why we have zero. All right. So when we left off, we were on Genesis chapter. Genesis. I'm sorry, Genesis. Jeez. Never mind. I already got too much time on it. Exodus. Excuse me. Chapter 20, and we last left off with verse 4. And thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water beneath the earth. So today, we're going to pick up on verse 5, and we're going to go into verse 6. Okay? And this will basically complete the commandments dealing with the commandments given as far as us, God, and other gods. If you notice, we have to go back to Exodus 1, 20 and 1, 20 and 2. It's pretty much, the declaration, where it's all coming from. Okay. Then when we get to verse 3, we begin with what people traditionally believe or think is the first commandment, which is, as I've already explained. But this is where he gets into the him and other gods. Okay. And So let's pick up where we left off and let's begin. Now, remember, what we're going to do here is we're not going to assume anything. We're not going to act like we know. We're going to play the stupid card, okay? And in that way, look it up, see if it works, make sure we understand. Because there's nothing more important than knowing what the hell you're talking. And if not, Brother Lex will come get your ass. Oh man, the dude cracks me up. All right. The address is Exodus 20 and verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am, which is italicized, a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Once again, it would appear pretty straightforward, right? It's really easy to assume it, but that's why we are all out here making an ass of ourselves. So, dictionary time. All right. So, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Serve. Do you know what serve means? I'm almost willing to bet you think you do. I mean, you probably got most of it right. And if for those who do know what serve means, did you apply it correctly here? Because if you didn't, then you might want to check yourself. So let's look it up again. Using Oxford Pocket Dictionary. Got my Pocket Dictionary. I just spilled my coffee all over the floor. Boy, that's okay. I make messes like that. I'm only human. I'm a Hebrew. All right, so serve. All right. Oh, sorry about that. And I'm gonna have to make sure I edit that. So I dropped the phone again. Hey, I'm sorry. Told you I'm only human. You know what? Do you enjoy being you? I enjoy being me. And not in an egotistical way, but knowing who I am. Not lost. Feels good. And so there's a lot of times where I'll laugh, I'll joke, um, laugh at myself, laugh at other people. Um, but you gotta enjoy life, man. Come on, can't take each other so seriously. Some of y'all are so damn uptight. Man, y'all should y'all read these comments on some of these videos. I promise you, some of the commentary is so hilarious that it can be its own concept of a show in and of itself. So serve. All right, here we go. Now serve in this context is a verb, an action. Let me get this together so you guys can read the back of the dictionary here. So it's a little thick and hard to hold up, but serve. Can y'all see that okay? Right. And I want you guys to really pay attention to that there. Okay? And apply it. Okay, so let's go through this. Number one, serve. Noun. Number one, perform duties or services for. Let's apply that definition in the context of the sentence here. So, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor perform duties or services for them. Okay. Number two, be employed as a member of the armed forces. And that's not capitalized. You can go back 30 seconds ago, or I have to put it on the screen. You can pause and read it for yourself. Is number two. So let's use that in a sentence. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor be employed as a member of the armed forces them. Now, what we're lacking here is a transition word, or preposition, I guess is the right way of saying that. So, preposition, for, with, to, like prepositions. And all of them works in this context. And the reason why I'm saying that here is because as we read the definition of this word, the definitions tend to end with a preposition in place. And where it doesn't, I'm guessing that all of them apply. And when I tried it out, it does make sense. But at this, no, I shouldn't say but, that just eliminates everything before. Yet at the same time, yet at the same time, it's, I think, the prepositions most um, pertinent, important, fitting is to, for, and with. And the reason why I say that is because, especially to and for are used a lot in the Decalogue. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I just got like the burps and it just won't stop. All right. Armed forces. Okay, so thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor be employed as a member of the armed forces of them, armed forces to them, armed forces for them, armed forces with them. See how that works? All of them are really, really fitting. Okay. Number three, spend a period in a job or in a prison. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor spend a period in a job to them. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor spend a period in prison to them. I'm sorry. This word, serve, there was something else I wanted to point out, but now that I'm reading it out loud, I just hear that. The reason why I say that, because there are a lot of people out here that are captured, captivated, uh, to and blinded by a lot of things. And I think it's important for those of us who believe in the Creator, believe in the Most High, to understand that the people that we're trying to reach so helplessly emerged in the matrix. They can't get unplugged. They park them up. But we gotta set our peoples free with the truth. Just keep in mind from the as the liberator. Keep in mind, people are in prison. to these false gods, and they have a prison mentality. I mean, go into a Christian church and ask them if they believe line upon line and precept upon precept, and if they say yes, then ask them to read Genesis chapter 3 and 1 straight through the precepts. And then when they do all of that, which comes out to about 9 verses, I think, if I remember, finish that up here. Um, how can they still believe in this Jesus Christos? So they're in prison. Jailbreak. All right, so sir, let's continue. Um, prison. Wow. Okay, so now we have thou shalt not bow thyself. Okay, let me read the definition number 4. Present food or drink to. Okay, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor present food or drink to them. Offering. And then number 5, meaning, serve a food or drink, be enough for, which I find interesting. Excuse me. The reason why I find it interesting is because there's some Christians that like to say that Jesus Christ is Jesus Christos is manna, which is food. So thou shalt not thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor be enough for them. Hmm. That reminds me of a vampire movie or the vampire type of theme where they have people who they don't turn, but they just use them as like, food sources. And the food sources like love it, sick fuckers. But they like really like it. They with the quote unquote hope or dream of becoming or being turned into a vampire. Kind of that when I put the food or drink definition into the meaning of use that as the meaning of serve in the Decalogue in the Ten Commandments here. That's the image I get. It's kind of creepy because there's a lot of like vampire movies and stuff like that out there. Um. Okay, number 6. Attend to a customer in the store. Hmm. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor attend to a customer in a store to them, or attend. Thou shalt not bow down themselves to them, nor attend to a customer in a store with them. Thou shalt not bow down themselves to them, nor serve. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor attend to them. Attend to a customer in a store of them. Hmm. I got a lot of different thoughts on that. Um, Jesus Christus is the God of war and merchandise. It's creepy. And then, can I ask y'all a question? And I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I'm high and mighty, but I would love y'all input. Um, if we follow the commandment, and if I'm reading that correctly, doesn't that mean that we shouldn't participate in these companies that we know are heathens and den for these wicked ones and heathens. All their Illuminati, Luciferian is a symbolism, but we still go out there and buy their product. And to do that is to serve them. Just let me know if y'all agree with that, or maybe I'm not understanding English. I don't know. I'm not above it. While we're doing this and looking it up, and we'll work on this together. All right. So the next one is fulfill a purpose. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor fulfill a purpose, or fulfill a purpose with them, or fulfill a purpose for them. Okay. I don't think I should have to go over that too much. Number 8, treat in a particular way. Let's use that one in a sentence. All right. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor treat treat them in a particular way. They're not special. Okay. Now, this is one that caught my attention, okay, which is the ninth definition. And you use this definition when it comes down to in terms of tennis, volleyball, badminton, etc. I'm reading verbatim what's written in the dictionary. And it means to hit the ball or shuttlecock to begin play for each point of a game. And the reason why I find that interesting, well, let me use this in a sentence, even, we know it's dealing with a sport, but let me use it anyway. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor hit the ball or shuttlecock to begin play for each point of a game to them. Bread and circus, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, MLS, cricket, football, soccer, tournament. I think it's baptized. Baptized describes as evil fucking geniuses. How many of you guys are so down with y'all team? Don't get me wrong. I like sports. I'm a guy. As I've gotten more and more involved, it's have it has had less of a hold on me. Interesting to keep up with, but not like I was. And that wasn't something I was trying to do consciously. It's just, when you get dealing with Aya, it's not, a lot of things becomes very small and insignificant. But I find it interesting that these dudes here, everything is set up against us to fail. Now, you also have serve as a noun, which is an act of serving in tennis, volleyball, badminton, etc. Okay. Now, at the bottom, when I pointed that out, it says serve someone right, be someone's deserved punishment. Okay. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor be someone's deserved punishment to them. Don't go along to get along, and that shit ain't right. You're yourself realistically. And it's a trick. It's word magic. Keep saying it. We have phrases for this behavior. Silver tongue, slither tongues, gifts of gab, hustlers, con artists, flim flam mans, whatever that is. All right, so let's get into the synonyms now. I'm sorry. All right, let's get into the synonyms now. The synonyms for the first one: perform duties or services for. You have work for, obey, do the bidding of, Number two, to be employed as a member of the armed forces. We have the example of this job serves the community benefit, meaning to help, assist, aid, make contributions to. So Christianity is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Christianity is spread through murder and mercy. I know us laymen, we like to believe that on the evangelical street level, but isn't it being revealed right now, man? Again, the whole thing with the Nation of Islam and that Scientology not being sold out. Really. Um, we got all these fake preachers out here with these mega mansions and all this other type of stuff, man, while you live in like poor thing. And you don't even realize, just be careful to, make sure it's right. Make a contribution. That's a an offering. Money offering. Trust me, building fund offering that never gets built. So, all right, number three is spend a period in a job or in prison. He served a 6-month apprenticeship. Is the example in the synonym, and it says here to carry out, meaning to carry out, perform, do, feel, complete, discharge, spend. Okay. Four, present food or drink to. The synonym for that means present, give out, distribute, dish up, provide, supply. Number five, a food and drink. Be enough for is date, attend to, deal with, see to, assist, help, look after. Hmm. All right. And then for number six, attend to a customer in a store. The example they give is a saucer serving as an ashtray. So in that frame of mind, I mean, the synonym is act as, function as, do duty. Okay. All right. So we got that covered on serve. Serve. There's a lot of games being played, and I'm pretty sure, just like I have when I first read it, you'll have a revelation that you're probably serving false gods and don't even know because you don't know what the word serve means. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not saying that condescending. I'm saying this with y'all. All right. And then it says here, "For I, the Lord thy God, am italicized, a jealous God." Now I already went over the video that there's a difference between jealousy and covet. Okay. So please just go back and look over that. Because they're two different things. Jealousy does not mean covet. So stop thinking that when we get down later into the scripture that covet means jealousy, that you're jealous of somebody. No, when you covet something, it's not because you're jealous of them. And just for quick reference, jealousy. Since we're in this frame of mind, and like I said, I know I already went over this, but if brother like Will can keep bringing up dumb diverses, I guess I can reread jealousy, right? Yeah, probably jealous. Look it up. Read it. You fuckers don't ring! Right, something along those lines. That shit's funny. And sometimes, you know what? You gotta yell and wake people up. Yeah. There it is. Jealousy. Jealous. No, yeah, jealous. Here we go again. Like I said, done this before, so let me do it again. And jealousy is right there. You see that, guys? Jealousy. No covet, not there. Doesn't exist in that definition, does it? Nope. There's no covet in jealous. Now, in synonym, I know what you guys are going to say. In synonym, there is covetous. So, let's look this up. But you notice there's no jealous, envious of someone else's achievements or advantages, resentful of someone who you think is a romantic rival, very protective of your rights or possessions they have kept. Example, they have kept a jealous eye on their interests. Envious, covetous, resentful, grudging, green with envy, suspicious, distrustful, possessive, proprietorial, overprotective, protective, vigilant, watchful, mindful, careful. Okay, and but doesn't mean covet. But we have a synonym covetous. I don't know. I already know. Show people stuff like this. Covet, 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 covet. So, covet, covet, covet. Page where I have it. There it is. Okay. Let me show you guys. It is on this page. There we go. Covet. Covet. See that, y'all? You all see that? Okay. Covet. That don't mean jealousy. Jealousy don't mean covet. Covet. Long to possess something belonging to somebody else. Totally different than jealousy, just by definition. Synonym: desire, yearn for, crave, have your heart set on, long for, hanker after, or hanker for, hunger after, or hunger for, thirst for. So, and then they have covetous as an adjective under the word covet. So, when someone is using the word covetous, um, it's being used as a word that is coming from a different perspective to reach the same point. Much like grace versus mercy. Grace don't mean mercy. See that? But they can come from different perspectives, different points, and get you to the same location. But they don't mean the same thing. They're not synonymous. We just seen this in Oxford. The adjective does not. The adjective of covet is an adjective, not a verb like covet or jealousy. Okay, so all right, let's continue. I hope that was clear, and if not, y'all want to play the word magic, y'all go right on ahead. So, I am a jealous God. Visit the iniquity of the father upon the children unto the third or fourth generation of them that hate me. Now, if you don't follow the commandments, I don't care how good you are to other people, nice you are, good you act. You don't follow the commandments, you hate. That's exactly what he's trying to tell you right now. He's taking the time out of his Ancient of Days to sit down and write these laws down for your benefit to Moses. You know, he's like, okay, Moses, sit down, let me write this down. And then he had to do it twice. After that. So he ain't playing. And by jealous, that means he sees us as his. No different than you view your wife or your husband as yours. Or how about this? You view your children as yours. And when we get to this next verse, it's going to make a lot more sense too. Why jealous is being used. And why it's important for you to understand or jealous. The last video I told you about iniquity already. Once again, you know, look that word up again just for the record. So, iniquity. All right. So, iniquity. Y'all see that okay? Can y'all see that? I'm trying to show y'all with the light and stuff, and hopefully my finger ain't moving around so much. All right. Iniquity. Got it? Okay. Iniquity. Great injustice or immorality. And like a precept, I would tell you to go look up immorality and follow it to the end too. So get a clear understanding of that. But it is what it is. Iniquity. And like I said, the reason why I'm being short about it is because I did cover this in another video. My talkative self is already at an hour. So let's wrap this up here. And then the final verse here, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. And now we have a precept of 34 and 7. 34 and 7. 34 and 7. Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear, italicize the guilty, meaning the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers, upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and fourth generation, and generation is italicized there. You know, this is exactly why I am firm in my faith and not so quick to judge other people based upon outward impressions. I try to do my best to judge people by their fruits, but at the same time, I also operate in a level of understanding of people as far as where they come from. What I mean by that here is you can't believe everything somebody tell you, but you know, because I certainly don't. But you know what I do? I do trust people's natures through and through, and natures reveal themselves. Just that simple. So I ain't gotta be mad at you, and we're gonna find out why right now. So where we're gonna look up right now? Mercy. 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 We use this a lot. And let me be clear. Christians say that we're under grace. We're not under grace, people. We're under mercy. But you've been lied to. And y'all keep claiming this grace. Because see, when you study the serpent, he has a grace period. He's been judged. If you, I think it's when you study about either Belial or Mastema. Yeah, yeah, excuse me, Belial, yeah, Belial, Belial. And then when you read about Mastema, he says, Mastema says, leave some for me and let me rule over them until the judgment day. That's grace. He's under grace. He operates thoroughly under grace. But when you read Genesis chapter 3 and 1, and it lets you, it reveals to you in the very, 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 very first book who this Jesus Christos dude is. Okay, y'all can be under grace. I don't want to be under grace. I want to be under mercy. The old New Testament is done away with. No, it ain't. That's half y'all problem. Mercy. Oh, mercy, mercy me. Things ain't what they used to be now. Right. I got that? Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Mercy. It's a noun. Kindness or forgiveness shown towards someone who is in your power. Ain't that weird? You can't show mercy to somebody that's not in your power. So I can't serve. I have no mercy for my enemies unless I capture them. And then I have to be mercy. Then I have to show them mercy if I choose to, or if God tells me to. That's when I have why then I possess them. And again, God possesses us. This is the reason why the word I am a jealous God, not a covetous God. Because He owns us. He made us. It's wonderful. You know what I mean? Right? You know, just number two, something to be grateful for. And mercy don't mean grace. See that? No grace. Synonyms: pity, compassion, leniency, clemency, charity, forgiveness, forbearance, kindness, sympathy, indulgence, tolerance, generosity. And a word that I didn't realize: magnanimity. We're going to look that up in just a second, but let's at least apply mercy to the word, the definition thereof. Say it that way. And, all right, mercy. Okay, and showing kindness or forgiveness towards you who is in God's power. And it's thousands of them that love him. You know, it's kind of trippy. I wonder if they thought back in the day when Moses was writing this, that thousand was a big number. And what I mean by that here is right, we hear about the remnant, and since we live in a world where 7 billion people, thousands is like remnant, right? So, wow, showing and showing. Now check this out. This is kind of cool, right? And showing mercy unto thousands of them. that love me, and showing something to be grateful for unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. God's gonna delight in us. Ain't that cool as hell? Well, I shouldn't have said it that way. But ain't that cool? What? Him showing mercy is him showing something to be grateful for. So this remnant get to see that. You know, they say, how's this on glory to glory? But this is on like a whole nother level. Now it kind of makes sense when Elisha was on the mountainside and God comforted him with thundering. I'm sorry, I teared up thinking about that because we're in such a dark moment. So I'm happy I got mercy. I wish mercy upon all of you. Commandments, yo. That's sorry, I didn't mean to tear up there. But these are tears of joy. So um, all right. Magnanimity. Let's look that word up because I have an idea, but I don't know what that word is. And yep, I sure did. I've read it, and I still don't have. It's not embedded in my so I really have to look it up, hold it into my frame of mind. Mag, magnanimous. So the root word, okay, is magnanimous, which is at the bottom here. Okay. Can y'all see that okay with the glare? I'm sorry. And the synonym and stuff listed is here at the top. Can y'all see that okay? Right there. So let me open that back up so y'all know where y'all looking at. That's a little bit better. Can y'all see that okay? I'm sorry about the glare. All right. And if y'all can't see it, go look at it. So, magnanimous is an adjective meaning generous or forgiving toward a rival. Come on, man. Y'all follow the commandments? No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't even know what the commandments mean, yo. Forgiveness or mercy to rivals or an enemy. So let's use that. And showing forgiveness or kindness. I got this right now. I'm done. I'm just so done. See, this is why they say, mamas used to say, God don't like foolishness. Yup. This is what she talking about. So sometimes we go out here and we act like a fool. And even if we in the right, we still are wrong. Let's read this together, shall we? And showing generous or forgiving towards a rival or enemy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So I hope y'all understand. I'm gonna end with this. This is why I say check out Robski because he's a good dude as far as the research. He's thorough. Now he has a Christian spin on it. Yeah. Do I? No, I don't like the whole idea behind Christianity, and I was brought up in that. And so I have to get my research and get free from bondage. Um, but there's gonna be people down here, man. And let me just put it like this: there's gonna be some Muslims out there too, probably right in the fence. And there's a couple of them, man, that y'all know those people who are just right there, and they're not trying to mess up like that. They're not trying to be an enmity between us and the Creator. You know, this is why it's so important to judge people by the fruit of their actions. Fruit. I don't care about your label, and neither should you. You shouldn't care that I call myself a Hebrew. It's like, I don't care if you call yourself white, Caucasian, or anything else underneath the sun, man. Let's strip away all these titles because so far, everything that I've read so far in this segment here, man, in this series, is putting the bullshit aside. Get so distracted by man. You worship the Creator, the Most High, the Ancient of Days. Oh, next video I'm gonna make, I'm gonna get into His name and why High is so important for those that are Hebrew. You keep the commandments on your head, man. On the cerebral cortex of your, not just some of the time, all the time, day and night. I mean, 24 hours. Go to bed thinking about it. Wake up thinking about it. Eat your dinner. Eat your lunch. Have your breakfast. Whatever you need to do. But all the time. Something that's real simple, man. Love them. Brothers I described in the video sound like they love them to me. Hope you love them. But as far as some of these people out here, they don't know what they don't know. And God's going to grant mercy to them. Now, it also states, when we read the precept, that that's not going to clear, that mercy does not count as oblation. That was what the precepts basically taught. And for the guilty, meaning understanding that he's talking about those things going to the iniquity of the father. And the reason why it's not mercy is not an oblation because those same sins are carried on to the third and fourth generation. So you're still guilty. You still committed sin, transgression, but you get mercy for it. But don't don't remove it. Okay, remember that. I hope this was an eye-opening thing, and I obviously, now that I've gone through it and everything, it kind of makes sense how I started with saying thank you to those that are out there. And again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Um, share if you haven't shared. Um, and to those that like to add, please feel free to comment, man. those that detract, depending on how I feel, I don't know. Might put you on blast. Might just delete it and just ignore it altogether, man. Just I paid attention according to the pseudepigrapha. You're not supposed to speak to that personality directly, because once you do, then you power and control over you. So I don't know yet. I'm gonna think about it. But anyways, guys, I noticed that my videos are getting a little bit longer. I guess I'm getting more comfortable. um, be blessed, stay blessed, bless others, be merciful. Cause we all ain't shit. We all ain't shit. Sometimes being merciful, showing mercy. I know what mercy means. And so do you. It does mean showing kindness. And it ain't a lot of them. It's only like thousands. Only a few. Only a remnant. But there are a few. It's up to you to divine what's what and who's who. As you can see when you first. Well, y'all.